Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to the Future the game. So, in the last episode, we met up with Edna, who had gone completely crazy, and we had to coax out of her what she did in the past to destroy all of Hill Valley. And once we finally got that done, she tried to shoot us, and we managed to escape. And then we were able to go back to the past to try to undo it. So now we are in the Western times, and we are trying to save Hill Valley from her burning down the whole city. Let us continue. Saloon.
I think I liked it better on the outhouse door.
This is Beauregard Tannen.
I'd better not get too close.
Where are we? We're in a new area. Doesn't look like they cheaped out at all. Let's see. We have the recording device that has her confession, Edna's confession, the expo tickets, and a picture of George McFly, my father. And oddly enough, it doesn't look like there's anything else that can be done. I mean, we got a pickle barrel.
I'd better not get too close.
And a window. Let's try to sneak in the window, I guess. There she is. Young Edna trying to burn down the saloon. Is there gonna be a switch under the saloon?
Edna, stop. It's just me.
Mr. Sagan, what are you doing here?
I was gonna ask you the same question, Miss Pickford.
Isn't it obvious? I'm putting an end to your den of iniquity before it starts.
I don't think so, Mary. I don't like shooting women, but no one comes between Beauregard B. Tannen and his livelihood.
Tannen, stop! If you shoot her, she'll drop the torch, and this whole place will burn up. Edna, stop! If you drop that torch, he'll shoot us.
Looks like we're at something of a standoff here, Mr. Tannen.
I don't see a way out, unless somebody manages to disarm both of you at the same time.
How the hell am I supposed to do that?
Alright. Doesn't look like there's any we gotta get to the chandelier. Can we use the roll of tickets on the chandelier? Is it so flimsy that I can
Not
pull it
sure what
down?
that'll do.
Tacky painting.
Dolores Miskin?
We have some hay. Sneak around back.
Pickle juice. That ought to be handy for putting out torches. It's too heavy to lift.
Okay.
I wonder what's in these. Oh, stop! Quiet! God.
What the hell? Oh, cow crap! There goes all my pickled pig's feet!
Say, that's a lovely chandelier you've got there, Tannen. Is it French?
French? No.
Man, this thing is not light.
So up the ladder we go. We've got a pallet puzzle here. On the pallet. Sandbag.
It's right over his head, but I can't knock him out while Edna's still holding that torch.
Yep. So we need to walk around to the other side. Well, I can't walk on top of that. Maybe I can walk around to the other side.
Are you here to haul me back to 1931 for my supposed crimes? Or is there some sort of time court for that kind of thing?
Time court?
Okay, this is the counterbalance to the pickle one. I get it. Now I get it.
Going down.
Looks like your torch is getting a little dim there, Miss Pickford.
It's still hot enough to bring down this little bit of Gomorrah tannin.
Huh? Wait, no. Crap.
Actually, it's a misnomer. Sodom and Gomorrah were actually burnt
Going down.
because of rudeness, not debauchery, according to the Bible.
All right, physics.
Why are you dressed?
Alright, now I want this pickle. Come on, how do I get the pickle juice? Do I have to... Oh. Interesting.
What was that noise?
What noise? I didn't hear a noise.
So we gotta figure out...
Maybe we can come to a more peaceable solution.
Ah, this loose board here. Loose floorboard. Here we go.
Okay, that was lucky.
Won't be long now.
We'll just see.
Now we just need to jump on the chandelier, I suppose? Oops. I think if I just jump on the chandelier, I'll put enough weight on it to break it.
The ammo's in place. Now to pull the trigger.
Well, where is it tied?
The ammo's in place. Now to pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. How do we pull the trigger?
The sandbag's right over Tannen's head. Hang in there, Doc.
What kind of odds?
That pickle barrel's right over her head.
So, how do we drop it?
Not sure what that'll do.
Me either.
Dolores Miskin?
So we got this tacky painting. We've got the loose floorboard here.
Mary Pickford?
Don't tell me that you're not traveling through time under a pseudonym, Mr. Carl Sagan.
Quit!
Can't go any further there. I'm not seeing like a loose board or anything. So we'll try this.
Not sure what that'll do. Hang in there, Doc. The Sandbags right over Tannen's head.
We'll try this.
Not sure what that'll do.
I mean, you solely have my...
Come on.
Got any last words?
I'll see you in hell, Tannen.
You first, lady.
Come on, you son of a...
It worked. Somehow.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the diversion, butthead. Nice one, Doc.
Don't tell Clara. She thinks fisticuffs set a bad example for the boys. Now, where's Edna?
Doc, she's gone. Edna's
No.
DeLorean.
We gotta stop her before she hits 88 miles per hour. Come on!
Now we're in a race. 2 time machines.
Okay, nothing to be worried about. You're a smart woman with a strong moral compass. You just need to think your way out of it. Oh, fudge!
What's she doing?
It is remote controlled.
At us. Luckily, the road out of Hill Valley is still pretty rough in 1875. It's unlikely she'll manage to accelerate to 88 miles an hour anytime soon.
How are we gonna stop her?
Good question. We can't risk injuring her or damaging the vehicle for fear of altering the timeline even further. Luckily, those diagnostic lights my alternate self put all over her DeLorean have given me an idea. Here, take these.
What are these?
Flux signalization modules.
How do they work?
I generally use them for maintenance purposes, but we might be able to use them to sync up with the alternate DeLorean's diagnostic modules, thus making it possible to link both sets of time circuits and override the time destination of the alternate DeLorean. At least that's the theory, anyway.
Okay.
That's a great plan, I think.
Best of all, we won't need to weld the modules to the frame. We'll just snap them over the diagnostic lights.
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to go out there? How the heck am I supposed to do that?
Good question. Let me think. Aha!
A hoverboard!
It saved our hides a few times before, so it seemed like the appropriate tool to bring along for the job.
Sweet!
Still no hoverboards have been invented in the real world, sadly. Notice the headsets they're wearing too. Those type of headsets, not really in existence when the
It's
movies
just like
first
riding a
came
bike.
out.
Ready to make the jump?
Pretty common in 2011. In fact, I'm actually right now wearing a headset very similar to that.
Nice form, Marty. How's the reception on the wireless?
Great! Where'd you get these?
From Bird's cache of 21st century video game consoles. Now remember, all you've got to do is attach the flux sync modules to those diagnostic lights.
Will do, Doc.
Okay, so we need to go to the front bumper and attach the flux override.
All right.
Nicely done. Now, aim the sync toward the receiving dish.
I'll try, but it's getting a little bumpy out here.
Oops, didn't mean to actually take the windshield wiper, but whatever. It'll probably help us in the future. Aim it, use the arrow keys and click around and drag. Oh man, that is a little too sensitive there. Let's try the arrow keys here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. This thing's moving as much as I can. There we go.
Great, that's one flux sync down. 2 to go.
Mr. Fusion?
Fusion! Should I disable it?
Leave it alone. It's not a good idea to monkey with nuclear reactors.
Okay. Let's go to the rear bumper. and then move over to the driver's side. Very much like the end of the second episode, this ending. Okay, so we got a distractor. Use the windshield wiper.
Not sure what that'll do.
With Mr.
Maybe
Fusion.
if I knock Mr. Fusion off?
No chance of one. The nuclear event is not what we need right now.
Okay.
Can't sneak past the rearview mirror.
Oh, it's the rearview mirror. Well, then we'll just use this on the driver door.
Not sure what that'll do.
Front bumper. I can't click on the rearview mirror though. I don't have any other inventory items. Unless I'm supposed to throw the plant at the rearview mirror. Nope. Let's instead work our way back. This is a flux emitter, so we can use one of these, I think, right here.
I can't reach it from here.
We just have to climb onto the top.
Mr. Fusion!
Climb onto the top. Passenger door.
It's locked!
Can we use the windshield wiper on the passenger door?
Not sure what that'll do. Not sure what that'll do.
See, they're trying to make this all like seem like it's time sensitive, but when you play an adventure game like this and it's a puzzle, the last thing that you're ever gonna do is get it done fast on the first try.
I can't reach it from here. Is that one of the flux emitters?
Yes, now plug in the plug sink.
It takes you time. You have to think things through or click on a bunch of dumb things. Okay, from this perspective. Okay, that broke the window and the Mr. Fusion.
Don't cross in those flames, they may be radioactive.
I don't even like crossing through normal flames.
So we use the windshield now on the Mr. Fusion.
Nice work, Marty.
And let's see. I don't think we're going to be able to use this yet. No.
I can't reach it from here.
We just have to climb onto the top.
Yep. The one in the there will be the last one, and we'll probably travel through time on the outside, which honestly is not going to
Made it.
Excellent. Now let's get that flux override module before she starts making life difficult.
She's been making it easy up till now.
I wonder what happens when you travel on the outside of the DeLorean. Probably not
Here
something
goes
good.
nothing, Doc. Whoa!
Perfect. Now, aim the flux sink towards the receiving dish on my DeLorean.
receiving dish. Check.
Again, we'll use the keyboard. I think you just have to kind of get it to lock in and stay there. Or maybe you just have to get it to lock in 3 times. One more.
Marty. Just one front seat left.
Get off my car, you hooligan!
How do we climb to the front bumper again, I think? Okay, so you can't.
I'm okay.
You can't get to the front bumper.
Not sure what that'll do.
I have no idea either. How do we climb up now? Because we've been trying.
Mr. Fusion! I can't reach it from here.
Just have to climb onto the top.
I am confused. She's got a window open now.
It's locked.
Let's
Mr. Fusion!
try using this in the driver door.
Not sure what that'll do.
I figured I'd poke her with it. How about this in the driver door?
Not sure what that'll do.
How about this in the driver door?
Not sure what that'll do. I can't reach it from here.
It doesn't make sense. Maybe if we get to the front bumper, we can climb onto the car from there. Let's talk to Edna. Maybe we can just talk to her.
Edna!
What?
Let me in!
You want in? Fine!
That works.
Marty, are you all right?
Not really.
What?
Pull over!
No!
Oh, wow!
Excellent, Marty. Now that you're on top of the floor,
Okay.
you can attach the plug thing to the overhead plug emitter.
It's great, Doc.
So, that was the trick. Just talk to her. She'd unlock the doors. Then I could open both doors. She'd open one door, I'd open the other.
Nicely done. Now, aim the thing toward the receiving dish.
Upside down. And, oh, the mouse is not smooth. This would probably be a nightmare trying to do it with the controller, too. We had one little other place in this series that was like this, but not too bad really. Probably kind of suck if you were playing this on a console and only could play it with a controller.
That's it! Get out of there, Marty!
Phew.
He crossed the stream.
Now what?
Now we take control of Edna's DeLorean with the flux synchronizers, and that's strange.
What?
According to these readings, the temporal cohesion of Edna's DeLorean is decaying at an alarming rate.
English, Doc.
We've got to get Edna home, now! Hold on!
Looks like we may have done it. Crashed her right into the jailhouse. Hopefully that doesn't change the timeline.
Parker? Then I must be back in... Would you be kind enough to tell me what day it is?
It's the day I place you under arrest for arson, resisting arrest, and being a general all-round pain in the ass.
No! You can't arrest me! Not now. I just got back from the last century.
Would you look at that? Edna Strickland, drunk as a skunk.
I'm not drunk, you reprobate. I'm a time traveler.
Sure you are.
Oh, I'm loving this.
I'll prove it to you. Come with me. We can do the whole day over if you want. We can fix everything.
We can start by drying you out. Come on, into the station with you.
You can bunk with me, doll.
I'd rather die. Stop
Oh
it.
no,
I'm
she's gonna
heavy, you
turn out to
dolt.
be like Tannen's girl.
Well, I guess that's it for Edna.
Yes, I suppose it is. You know, whoever said time heals all wounds didn't know squat about time travel.
What do we do about that, DeLorean?
No need to do a thing. Ever since we synced up the time circuits, the temporal breakdown in Edna's DeLorean has accelerated at an exponential rate. By my calculations, the timeline should catch up with it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now!
What the hell? Hey, Parker, you're not gonna believe this.
See? What'd I say? Ready to go home?
Wait, Doc. The timeline's not fixed yet. Look.
Sonny, you missed all the fireworks at the expo.
Yeah, so I heard. Listen, I heard a rumor about you two.
I guess we gotta come clean. Ta-da! Marty took me to Reno last night.
Try to keep a secret in Hill Valley.
Well, you gonna congratulate us or what?
And it's true. My grandpa's married the wrong grandma. I'm done for.
Hey, are you feeling all right, kid? You don't look so hot.
You're too young.
Marty, you can't do this. You're not supposed to get married for another 5 years.
Well, I know Trixie and I were taking things slow.
But after that witch Edna got me fired with that postcard, we kind of accelerated things a little.
The postcard? Oh, man. This just isn't right.
Now, I know marrying a Canadian for a work permit isn't strictly by the book, but hey, sometimes you gotta go out on a limb for the ones you love.
Isn't he just the sweetest?
Am I fading out?
Can you see through me?
Nope, never could figure you out. I thought you'd be thrilled for us.
You don't understand. You're supposed to marry Sylvia Miskin.
But I did marry Sylvia Miskin.
What?
You didn't think my real name was Trixie Trotter, did ya?
Don't feel too bad. It was kind of a surprise to me, too.
Wait a minute. You're Grandma Sylvie?
Grandma? Hey, how old do you think I am, kiddo?
But you're so skinny and blonde and...
Yeah,
You know, I
it's amazing
think
what
Oh
a
my
little
God.
touch will do for
I've
ya.
seen you naked. You're Sylvia?
You okay, pal?
Yeah, I'm fine. Great. You kids go off and have yourself a wonderful honeymoon. And don't worry about your dad, Artie. I'm sure he'll come around.
Come around to what?
To approving your marriage. You seem kind of mad about it back at the high school.
Well, that was before I got a look at her. Besides, as my dear old father Seamus used to say, no sense in getting riled up over something I can't do nothing about. And honestly, now that I met her, I can't imagine a better daughter-in-law than the charming Miss Sylvie here.
Aw, thank you, Dad.
As for you, stranger, I'll thank you to not go poking your nose in McFly family business.
It's been a pleasure, Agent Crockett.
See you in the funny paper, Sonny.
So
Bye, Grandma.
everything seems to be
You
all
know,
right.
I took some pictures of Trixie in 1931.
Hey, that's my grandma you're talking about.
But I accelerated it by 5 years. Maybe it won't have a big effect. And finally, we're back to Doc's place.
Here we are, back in good old 1986.
May 14th?
15th. Best to build in a little lag time. Gives you a chance to catch up.
Looks like the estate sale is still going on. Hey, don't you want to stay, Doc? You gotta stop the bank from selling off all your old stuff.
What are you talking about? Estate sale? Bank? I'm not dead, Marty. Clara and I are having a little garage sale, that's all.
Garage sale? You mean...
Marty, you're back from your trip. Hello, Doc. Selling off the family treasures, eh?
Not quite, but I hope you find something you like.
Speaking of which, did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, I sure did.
Great! Hey, is that a box of Asimov?
Let me
So-
get this straight. Are you telling me you live here now? In 1986?
Well, naturally. Claire and I maintain a part-time residence here. Wasn't that the case when you left?
No.
Strange. I can't imagine not sticking around. After all, I've got my late father's foundation to supervise. If I wasn't here, who'd present the annual Earhart Brown Scholarship for Young Scientists? Something funny?
I'll explain it to you later.
I don't see what's so funny about looking after a family legacy. Oh, almost forgot. I've got something for you. Happy graduation.
Graduation? But that's not for another... The McFlys of Hill Valley.
An exhaustively detailed history of your family, from your great-great-grandfather Seamus to the present.
You traveled through time to write this?
Well, most of the research was done traditionally, but your grandma Sylvia proved to be something of a mystery.
Which is why you traveled back to 1931, to look for her.
Exactly. Who knew she was singing in the speakeasy under a stage name?
Okay, it all makes
This
sense
is great,
now.
Doc. Thanks.
It's the least I can do for the man who saved me from making the worst mistake of my life.
Yoo-hoo! Dr. Brown!
Edna?
Einie!
What's going on? What are you doing with my dog?
The same thing I do every afternoon, silly man. Giving him such much needed exercise. Isn't that right, Einstein?
Hey, Dollface, it's past time for our 3:30.
Coming, sweetie. Oh, Mr. McFly, have you seen my stepson anywhere?
Oh, Biff! I think you're late for an appointment.
Oh, gosh. You're right, Mr. McFly. Hi, Marty.
Don't they make a great little family? You'd never know they met in prison.
Don't say anything. Let's just walk quietly into the lab and hope there are no more surprises. What are you doing here?
You gotta come with me. Back to the future.
Marty, you can't be here. If your younger self sees you, the consequences could be catastrophic.
My younger self? Oh, right. Bring him along too. This concerns all of us.
What do you mean? Does something happen to us?
Do we turn into assholes or something?
Nah, we're fine. But our great-great-grandkids?
What the hell?
Great Scott!
Great-great-grandkids?
Doc, you gotta come back with me. Don't listen to him, Doc. It's me you gotta help. If you want to save Jennifer and our 12 kids. What? That timeline was overwritten 5 jumps back.
Doc, how can there be 2 more of me here?
I have no idea. My own lengths of space-time continuum should be tearing apart like a cheap dish rag right now.
It already is. What my evil twin and I are trying to say is the future is totally jacked up, and you gotta come with me to save it. No, me! So, we meet at last. You've altered my timeline once too often.
What's going on, Doc?
Well, we do seem to have a conundrum on our hands. Or 3.
Yeah, Doc, but which one is the real me?
Isn't it obvious, Marty? Come on.
It's time
Prepare
to
to be
blow up
erased.
the DeLorean.
Doc, wait! What about the space-time continuum? Yeah, what about my future? And mine?
The future can wait. We've got a present to catch up with.
Where to, Doc?
Mr. McFly, thrill me.
Wow. And now we get the credit music. They didn't bother to put any credit music in any of the other episodes. It's kind of strange that they're doing that now. In all the other wrap-ups, they would do a next time and scroll down the credits to the bottom of the screen, which was very strange for a video game. Cable channels do that because they want to save more time for ads. In video games, there is no limit on a player's time, so it's really, really strange decision. Overall, let's just wrap up say, this is a great game. It came out in 2011, so if they were going to do a second season of it, which isn't beyond the possibility, it would have to be announced or start to work on it at least somewhere close to today in 2015. 4 years is really about when the second season should be released, not announced. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people got that first episode, did not really enjoy it. It is a very old point-and-click adventure style, so if Telltale Game was going to make a season 2 of Back to the Future the game, it would be in their new Telltale style in which decisions and things you said mattered, which would be a very different game. It would be much like the Walking Dead series of Telltale games, which you can go watch now, as well as several other things, such as Tales from the Borderlands and Game of Thrones and Jurassic Park. All Telltale games of differing style, well, mostly all the same style, but differing lengths and quality. I would like to see more of this. This was fun. This was really fun. As someone who hasn't really watched the Back to the Future movies in years and years and years, and probably didn't even sit through any of them, I kind of want to go watch the movies now. And I've had that same experience with the Jurassic Park game, and let me just spoil you right here. The Jurassic Park Telltale game is just awful. But I left it wanting to actually watch the movies, and now the same is true. I really would like to play more of this game. It's fun. It's alright. We didn't ever get a reveal about Einstein, so there's really no explanation why there were Einstein statues on the side of the clock in the 1931. I saw a lot of stuff coming, and I will say I just saw that coming because it was good comedic writing, and obviously Trixie was going to turn out to be the grandma. Obviously, as soon as I saw that Edna was getting thrown in jail with Tannen, that they were going to get together, and that was going to change the timeline. What people might fall into if they were to make a new version of this game or a sequel to it, they might fall into a situation where we would have to travel back in time and actually type in dates. They might fall into a standard Telltale game. Here we are getting to be continued. Or is it really going to be to be continued? I would like it to be. But I'm not sure it will be. Michael J. Fox is pretty old, and if they're not careful, they could start working on a season, pass away in the middle of it, and then you'd be in a whole quagmire of people not feeling in the mood to play the game. In fact, in 2015, we're starting to see a lot of 80s actors and actresses, and most of them just go by actors now, regardless of gender, passing away. So you'd have to be careful about that. But I like the concept. I like the multiple timeline things. We don't get this a lot in games. You sometimes get it in some games, but not to the extent of Back to the Future, where we went to many, many different timelines. Of course, the trade-off for us going to many, many different timelines is that the areas that were developed were the same areas over and over again between each episode. It was just slightly facaded differently. For the first 3 episodes in particular, it was all just the main downtown area in front of the law house? Courthouse, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. They did break out of that on the 4th and 5th, but if people were frustrated by the 3rd episode, which I think a lot of people were, I'm not sure they would have made it to the 4th or 5th episode. We never did get to really see a hint of the future more than just seeing those 2 future versions of myself. I like that they have this comedic thought to it. It's like, oh yeah, it's time travel and everything's all this super important, but we can break the rules and cheat whenever we feel like it will be cool. Overall, yeah, great game. I'd highly recommend it. You might consider doing what I did and just getting a Telltale bundle. That's what I did. So I have all their games, and I will be releasing them out over the course of the year. So make sure you subscribe to my channel to see more games like this. These are great story games, easy to play. They on occasion have a few bugs. There was 2 parts in the entire game that were kind of difficult and would be really difficult with a controller or just a mouse. But I can always reach over and hit the keyboard for those sections. I wouldn't really play this with a controller. This controller support's not drastically changed how the game would interact, because every time you hit right or left on the right stick, it would immediately highlight the item you were supposed to click on, and then you get away from a point-and-click adventure and you start getting into something that's more just listing you all the possible things you can interact with, which is something you don't really want by default. Sometimes in future versions of point-and-click adventures and newer versions, there will be a key you can hit that will highlight everything you can interact with. If you really are stuck in a room, a lot of times you get in a situation where a room is really dark and you can't see the thing you're supposed to click on. We didn't really have that problem. They did a real good job on that. And it's a little sad the point-and-click adventures are pretty much dead now in favor of the Telltale story-driven adventures, which really needs probably a name. Maybe story-driven adventures is the right name. When you play The Walking Dead, you almost have no items whatsoever, and if you do pick up an item, it is for 1 or 2 uses in that episode, and if you don't use it, you lose it, much like I lost items in between each episode. There's definitely some functionality problems with Back to the Future. I don't know if it would be worth it to fix it, but having to have 3 different executables doesn't work. And it wasn't 3 different, it was 5 different. A different executable file for each episode doesn't work, doesn't make any sense. Having to set the settings every time you run a new one because you can't make a common save file doesn't make any sense. Everybody knows how DLC works these days. That would never happen in 2015. But then they tried to have it so we could name ourselves in the first episode, and you can see where they were thinking. They were going to say you were going to get one decision at least, and that decision would follow you through the rest of the game. And naming yourself is a pretty good decision to make, because people would say your name a lot. But they just couldn't pull it off between episode 1 and episode 2. So I named myself Don Corleone in the first episode, and in the second episode, going all the way to the 5th, everybody called me Sonny Crockett. If that was supposed to be that the timeline slightly changed, they didn't make it apparent like that. It just feels like the game couldn't pull off that couldn't remember what I named myself, to say that more plainly. But I think that's it. So, as we wrap up here, as always, I ask you to like my video, and like some other videos if you've watched them. I ask you to share it with your friends. I am a brand new, or relatively new, YouTuber. I need as many shares and likes as I can get. Comment if you want to. Comments help me too. If you want to say something constructively negative, that is alright. Or if you want to say something positive, that is alright too. And I ask that you watch every second of my videos, because that helps me with YouTube. YouTube knows if you watch a video for 5 seconds and then put a thumbs up, versus if you watch all of the video and put a thumbs up. And if you watch all of the video, it gets suggested to more people. And the more people who see it, the better off I am. So, also, to support me, what you can do is click on my name Rydo to get to my main YouTube page. From there is the subscribe button if you can't find it. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. It'd be very much appreciated if you click that and make a donation. But also on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab. And I have over 1,000 videos recorded. There is a playlist for every single game I've covered. So some games I cover, I give them 1 video. Some games I give them 10 videos. Some games I give them 100 videos. Depends on how long the game is and how many videos I think that it needs to fairly review and comment on them. So check out those playlists and watch some other videos, please. If you want to know what's going on with my channel and in my life, watch my Hearthstone series. The newest one that's released is about the newest bit of information that will be going on, although technically that still may be months and months behind what actually is going on, because I have a tendency to have a lot of videos already recorded and ready to go, and that's how I can be sure to always deliver more videos every Monday through Friday, which is when I release more videos for each of the series that are going on. And then the last thing that helps me and helps you see when I have new videos out is if you will follow and friend me on social media sites. I have a link down below for Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook and Google Plus And you can friend me on Steam and Battle.net, although those two don't really get updates when videos come out. But it would be helpful if you did friend me on those things. Those help me in different ways. And that's it. I like this. I like Back to the Future. Thought we never got to the future, but calling it Back to the Past wouldn't really follow the brand now, would it? Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this as much as me. Have a good evening.